Good evening. I would like to call the May 7th, 2026 Wall City Council meeting to order. Katie, would you please read roll?
Stan Anderson,
Here.
Morgan,
Here.
Husted,
Here.
Williams,
Here.
Hawk, Mike Anderson,
Here.
Hoffman.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Thank you. Stand and say the pledge of allegiance. Definitely. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there any order of business or emergencies?
There is not.
Do we have an attendance on Zoom?
No, we do not.
Okay, next on our agenda, we're very privileged this evening to have the Small Business Administration State Executive here this evening. He was here also for our Energize conference, and he made some awards, and we welcome him tonight. And if you would please kind of tell us about what you do at USB.
Yes, ma'am. Bryson Patterson.
Yeah.
The U.S. Small Business Administration. This week, the first week of May, every year since 1963, is National Small Business Week. And so it was really a special time, this year's National Small Business Week, to coincide with the Energize conference here in Wall. And so it was very privileged to join that conference. The U.S. Small Business Administration, the U.S. is kind of unique in having a business administration specifically for small businesses. Most countries have a Department of Commerce. We have a Department of Commerce and an agency that's specifically focused on small business. And we work with it our resource partners, local governments to always help support small businesses. And it was great to be here this week in Wall, home to a very one of America's most iconic small businesses. So it was really very fitting to celebrate Small Business Week here with you guys. Here in South Dakota, we've got a small office, but we really work through our resource partners, small business development centers, women's business centers, and SCORE volunteers who are ready to provide free and low-cost training to small business owners across the state. So want to thank you, Mayor, for signing the proclamation, and if you would care to read it.
Okay, and I will do that, but I want you to share with us, you gave 2 awards today. And will you tell us just a bit about those 2 companies you recognize?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, so 2 awards. One award went to the Harmon sisters, Ellen and Serena, who own the hardware store in Mission, South Dakota. They are woman-owned businesses of the year. And so we recognize them for their success in those businesses, in that business. And they increased sales, lots of growth, bringing lots of employment. They've got 17 employees there in Mission, and they're also providing that service in their community. On top of that, we also were able to present here today an award to Chris O'Brien, who owns Law Creek Development. They are a construction firm based in Martin. They've got over 70 employees, mostly in Martin, but also in a lot of rural communities throughout our state. Chris was like I said, Small Business Person of the Year for South Dakota. He took a trip to Washington, D.C., where he was recognized by our administrator, Kelly Loeffler, and the U.S. Small Business Administration. Then he also was at an event at the White House on Monday. So it was really great to have him here with us today in Wall to be recognized as well. So great examples. It works well. This Energize conference, and Roshan did a great job. All of the folks here at Wall, we hosted that event. It was amazing. It went off without a hitch, and I know a lot of effort went into making that happen. But it was just great to be able to give those awards during a conference that's recognizing the ability of small businesses to boost the economies of our small towns. And so really appreciate you guys hosting that, really supporting small businesses here in Wall.
Super. So yes, I would like to read the proclamation. Which says, whereas small businesses are the engine of American economy and the foundation of a free and prosperous nation, accounting for more than 99% of all private sector employers and creating nearly 2 out of every 3 new jobs nationwide. And whereas in recent years, small business owners and workers endured an inflation crisis under President Donald Trump, inflation has come under control, real wages have begun to rise. America's entrepreneurs are once again operating with confidence and optimism. Whereas prioritizing energy independence, secure borders, and fair trade is restoring economic strength, self-reliance, and opportunity and whereas in 2026, the United States will commemorate the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, known as Freedom 250, marking a historic opportunity to reflect on our nation's founding principle of free enterprise. Therefore, I, Mary Williams, Mayor, do proclaim May 3rd to 9th, 2026 as National Small Business Week.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, because we're in it. Thank you, Bryce. Thank you, Bryce. Safe journeys.
All right. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
Second.
Oh, thank you for pointing that out.
Sorry.
Can we back up a bit?
Yep.
Deputy, I missed you. You're number 7.
All good.
So this past month in Wall hasn't been anything too crazy, thankfully. Couple oddball calls here and there, but overall, I would say the standard of the norm, what we expect out here. Beyond that, the school put on quite a show for the kids recently, and I just kind of want to throw some appreciation to Christopherson. I know I told you guys that he was going to be here tonight, but it ended up being me, as well as our fire and medical crew who all did a great job with that presentation at the school.
And that presentation was.
Freshman.
That's why I use that word, because I didn't remember. No, you're good. But beyond that, nothing too crazy going on.
Okay, also on the bottom, we've indicated Prairie Village contact. Do you have that copy?
Yeah, I don't have the numbers. This is a different one I printed off before coming over here, but I
okay.
think I remember what they were.
So actually, you've just dropped by Prairie Village about 13 times.
Mhm.
It's indicating just to stop in. I hope you get cookies when you get over there. And then there were also 5 citizen initiated calls, so.
That sounds right. Yeah.
And that's what our report is reflecting tonight, so. Okay, thank you for being here on the spur of the moment, evidently.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Did anyone else have questions? I didn't give it. Okay, very good.
Madam Mayor, I apologize for the interruption, but is there any chance I can do my report now? I'm on call tonight on the ambulance. I'm 31st on the agenda. It looks like you guys have a lot to talk about, so would that be okay? Is that out of line?
Would anyone have any objection at all to moving the agenda?
Would that fall after number 8, adopt the agenda, and then we move it to number? 9?
Oh,
Is that
could, yeah,
a motion? Yeah, make a motion to do that.
okay, what did that motion say?
I make the motion that what was it?
31st.
31 be moved to item 9, in between item 8 and 9 on the agenda.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. So. We're ready to move ahead, and if you'd like to come to the podium, do it.
All right, thank you, I appreciate that. The month of April, the ambulance service had 9 calls with only 2 transports, so it was a pretty slow month. Other than that, like the deputy said, we participated in the freshman impact day and went really, really well. I was unfortunate not be able to be there, but some of my folks were there. They had fun. They said it was organized chaos, which if you ask Garrett in the fire and EMS world, that's exactly what we deal with. So it was good, not too bad. The other thing they report is during the wall celebration days in July, on July 11th, that Saturday morning, approximately from 7 a.m. till about 10 a.m., we're going to do a pancake feed, like we did here a couple years ago during the rally. With the ambulance service, it's going to be a free will donation, pancake, sausage, and such. Believe we're going to be doing it under the tent by the community hall right over here. So that'll be big. That'll have everybody come out and get some breakfast for that.
Okay, so say that one more time. It's gonna be Saturday morning,
Yep, July 11th,
and the time will be?
approximately
7 to noon.
Yeah.
7 to noon.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm here.
I was gonna say that, but I thought, no, don't go there.
Oh, please go there all the time.
Well, that'll be wonderful, and we will be looking forward to supporting you in that effort.
Absolutely, for sure.
Okay, any
Any
other?
questions?
Okay,
All righty, thank you very much. Have a good night.
absolutely.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you for what you do. Okay. Does anyone have any conflict of interest then to declare for this evening?
I do for item number 24 and item 28.
Okay. Well, honestly, so. Okay.
And then I'll have to abstain from voting on 24, the wall drug stuff.
Okay.
And where's the noise at?
Which one?
Okay, and the noise too.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, any others? Okay, seeing none. The minutes were in your packet. And would you have time to review them, folks? Would I have a motion to approve the minutes from the April 23rd city council meeting?
So moved.
Zach has moved.
Second.
Mike seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay. In your packet also was the claims for the city bills. The city of Wall is $45,595.32. Also in your packet was the fire department for $322.92. The library is submitting $190.39, and the cemetery is submitting $6,055.48. Would I have a motion to approve? Stan is moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Jerry seconded. Is there any questions or comments on any of these claims? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Also in your packet to review was the on-call schedule, employee overtime, sick, and vacation report. the library minutes. And those were the minutes from the Saturday, April 18th, 2026 meeting. They have been submitted as a draft. Quite extensive minutes. Okay. The water usage bill or report. The sales tax report. And because that seemed unusual, I did have Katie go back and look at what it was 2 years ago. And if you compare 2024 and 2026, it's not so unusual. So if you want to review that, or you have any questions on that, you can. And then the BBB was submitted also, and a corrected document was sent in this packet compared to the one before. The budget reports for expenses and revenue are in your packet. And also the cash balances report was also submitted. And I find it interesting or helpful. I want to say helpful on that cash balance to help you remind what the dollar amount of loans that we have. And those are located in the bottom left-hand corner. So with that being said, is there any questions or comments on any of those documents that have been submitted for your review? Okay, hearing none.
Mary, can I ask a question?
Sure.
And I'm just trying to get a clarifying question. I was looking at the overtime report.
Okay.
And, I just did a quick calculation on Carolyn's, just to kind of get a feel, because typically overtime's at a 1.5 of, regular rate. When I do the calculations, for overtime showed 919 and some change, 11 hours, and if you divide that out, that's about $83.60. If you divide that by 1.5, that comes out to $55.73. I'm pretty sure that's not her wage. It seems a little high for her wage. Am I missing something in the calculation?
I do believe that's my overtime wage.
The $83?
Oh, 83, you said?
Yeah, if you do the 919 divided by 11, it comes out to $83.60.
I'd have to go back and look, and I was just taking it off the system, when I do payroll. It calculates what the overtime is, so I'd have to look at that, I guess.
Because it really seems like it's about double, but I could be wrong.
So Carolyn, you will review that and get back to us. Okay, thank you very much. All right, moving forward then, this is the time for public comments. This is the time for members of the public to discuss or express concerns to council with any issue on or not on the agenda. Action will not be taken on the issue until it can be added to the next meeting agenda, and each person will have 3 minutes. Yeah, do I have any public comments this evening?
I got one. Or a couple. I got a couple.
Okay.
Keep it under 3 minutes.
Yep, timing me.
Yes,
Timing.
we are.
All right. Starting now. So I just wanted to come under the public comments and say, pretty disappointed on how the last council meeting went. Usually we get persuaded by the loudest person in the room, and that kind of showed last meeting. The last meeting, one of the 2 landowners that opposed the temporary rumble strips on Glen Street, that's one out of the 2 that said they didn't want them. Talked to many people on Glen Street. I walked door to door to everyone and talked with them, and they want something addressed on it. I'm not saying the temporary rumble strips is the right answer, but it's something to try and get figured out to bring attention to people speeding. Again, we could work with some signage there. You guys did some signage there and that's greatly appreciated. The arrow signs on the pedestrian signs and moving those up and adding, those stop ahead signs and everything. There's also a problem with people speeding going out of town as well. Maybe we look at taking one of those two digital, radars that we have coming into town for Glen Street and putting it on the other side, so when people are going out of town, it shows that they're going over 20 miles per hour. Just something to do to cause visual awareness for that. And again, I'd like to thank the Public Works for raising the signs and adding directional arrows on those signs. And doing all the painting that you guys have been doing and everything, it looks great. So do appreciate that. Lastly, it's 26 days until local and primary elections. That means only 11 more days to get registered to vote. Get registered where you call home, make the difference in the community. So, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We have, agenda requests in front of us. The first one is Fly Badland.
No, she's not.
Okay, so,
Pretty straightforward though, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
very straightforward. So, if you read her request, some reason. Do you have any thoughts? Would I have a motion to move forward?
So move.
Second.
Okay, Zach has moved. Rick has seconded to allow a portable toilet at Fly Badlands. Did she visit with you at all?
That's what I was going, yeah.
No, she didn't visit with me at all, but I think it's a great idea because Pilot's Lounge gets used a lot over there by, you know, either customers or whatever. I mean, that's nice that it's there to use, but it's also, it'd be nice to have a facility right by our deal instead of people walking all over the airport.
Okay, so no issues with you? Anyone else have any thoughts? Okay, hearing or seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Alright,
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the next item, we have removed, due to, at their request, they had a family emergency, so that one will step away from, it'll be on the agenda, next meeting. And so then, the third one then is, that your request about signs on city right of way for safety concerns.
Yep. Kind of a two-part deal here. The first one in the printed out package you got. Went around, took some pictures that have been known to be in the right of way and just kind of a traffic hazard with blind spots on them. The first one there is, it's on Fifth and Glen. And I believe the second picture on the second page is the backside of that. That's when you pull up to the stop sign there. Yeah, flip to the second page and the picture on the right there. That's what you see when minus the mirror, you can see above the mirror, but it's just blocks, it causes a blind spot. And I don't know that if it's city prop or if it's city right away or if it's school property for sure. But that was one, and then that bottom picture on that second page, that's when you're at the stop sign as well on was that Seventh and Glen. Causes a pretty big blind spot, from traffic coming to the north there when you're, looking to the left. When you're at that stop sign. That one is in city right away, right where a sidewalk would be. And then the other one on the top left on the second page. That's at Rush Funeral Home there, and that's in the city right away as well. Not causing any obstruction of view or anything, but still in city property. And right away, and then that front page one on the bottom, that's also on city property, which again, that one's not causing any blind spots or anything, but and I'm okay with it, but like as long as we can have other businesses advertising those blank spots going down from it. And charge some type of permit or something, but other than that, I think those two signs. The one on Fifth and Glen and the one on Seventh and Glen are causing blind spots for the traffic, so.
What were those two again?
On Fifth and Glen, the parking next 2 blocks. And then the one on Seventh and Glen, which. So. The top one on the first page. And then the bottom.
Was it, is the top one on the first page Seventh and Glen?
That top one on the first page is Fifth and Glen.
Okay, and where's the Seventh and Glen one?
Seventh and Glen is on the bottom second page.
Okay.
So because of community or safety concerns, then you're wondering if,
For, yeah, those 2 exact ones, the other 2 don't cause any kind of traffic safety, but they're still on city right of way and city property. Which again, I'm fine with, but if one does it, I think we should allow others to do it and start, because as there being any payment for that, for the advertisement on city property. So.
People come into Wall fast and you're working on that exact with your rumble sticks, but one thing, I mean strips. But one thing they're trying to do is find wall drug. Now, I agree with the Seventh and Glen sign, we'll take that down. But some of the other signs, the city has allowed us to have up for over 30 years. And Wall Drug generates a huge amount of sales tax revenue and property tax for the city alone.
No,
we've had, I think the one on Seventh and Glen is an issue. I noticed that. We'll take it down.
no, and I totally agree with you, Rick, that's why Wall's on the map. I'm not saying anything about that, but like right here, here's a sign that's on city property. There could be 3, 4 more signs there. Why don't we as a city start charging for space renting for our local businesses like Cornerstone or Ace Hardware or Buffalo Gift Shop, any Wagon Bacon even. I mean, we can start making some revenue for.
I think the city does make the revenue through sales tax, property tax. And the city's allowed us to have those signs for over 30 years that I can remember, maybe 40. And I think we'd be shooting ourselves in the foot if we start selling Wall Drug sign locations to other businesses. Just my thought.
Yeah. And my thought is that that's city property, there's a sign right across from this sign here, so nobody's missing a sign, man. And again. We're on the map because of these signs, I'm not saying we're not. But. This is city property. Again,
And I think we did have a conversation at one time about. A lot of vehicles missing places to park. And you had agreed to route them through a lot. Does anybody else remember that conversation? About routing, you guys were gonna make a better effort through signage to get people to the appropriate.
Well, parking's a huge thing in Wall, and we don't have enough. Waldrop developed, a gravel parking lot, I always lose track where it's at. Well, it's across from the bank, paved and straight parking, we own 2/3 of that, and we developed a gravel parking lot to handle campers and bigger vehicles, and we just don't have enough parking in the downtown area. It's hugely important. The parking lot that the city purchased the land for on Norris and Sixth Avenue, the city purchased that land for just additional parking in Wall, and it is heavily used in the summer and the tourism season. RVs, big vehicles with trailers used all the time, really important. You know, if we don't have enough parking in Wall for our customers that stop here, they're gonna get frustrated, they're gonna move on, they're gonna go to Rapid City, where they are provided with a lot of parking. And it was a big campaign of my grandfather Ted to purchase property to have additional parking in the downtown area. And it's really important. And I would say Waldrop has 70% of the off-street parking in the downtown area with our gravel parking lots. And the city has 30% with the Norris and Sixth Avenue parking lot that they bought for parking.
and so that, Red Rock gravel lot that you're talking about for parking. That used to be where Irma's used to be, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then that took away local business, okay.
And my thing too is that if you look at every one of these signs, not one of them has advertising for your donuts or your pot. Every one of them is related to parking. Essentially, you know, the one says just Waldrop, but everything else mentions the parking. And, you know, for some reason, I do remember that conversation that we had, that you guys were making an effort to get people. And I can't remember if it was from all of the turning the wrong direction on Main Street or whatever, but there was a conversation about you guys, the signage and getting people to routing them before, you know, at different points to the parking area.
I would agree that all, to me, the directional sign is getting parking for all businesses downtown, and I think we should just leave it alone and not re-advertise it to put other businesses on sign on. You want to take that sign down and so we try to find it.
And I'm good with that, and thank you for, seeing that it is a safety hazard and everything, and thank you.
But this one's from that, this is the one you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I think my nephew owns the property too.
Oh, did he close on it?
Well, I think he's gonna, I hope that's not a secret. I don't want
Not
He was in, told us about it today, so I think it's.
I heard that through a grapevine too.
Very cool. All right, second part. So. These other ones. These other ones are, more landowner related, as in, one in here is, city owned property. We get to that one first off the bat. That is on page page 4, the Boyd Kitterman Station Memorial one. And you pull up to that stop sign there and that, it's a blind spot there to the right. When you pull up to that stop sign, looking down, you just can't see anybody, coming. And I think we talked with the fire station and everything and see kind of if we could work something out with them to relocate it or do something new there. Just,
Do you think it would have anything to do with moving that stop sign a little bit more to the south, Garrett? Are people
No.
trying to stop right at the stop sign and that's impairing their vision a little
Yeah.
bit?
Yep.
So if we move that sign a little bit to the south,
We just talked, Jim and I talked about it today and we have a meeting tomorrow. And we're thinking either we change that so it faces east and west. Just take it from where it is now and turn it that way so you have a better line of sight over there, or just completely moving it somewhere.
would that tree be a problem? I guess I wasn't focusing on the tree. When it should have a good line of vision still.
Times a day, so.
Yeah.
I don't notice the tree, but the sign is.
Yeah,
And we'd have to relocate the power for the flagpole and stuff, but I think we can work something out.
yeah, and I mean, I'd say work with the fire crew on that deal.
Yep. I got it on my agenda for the meeting tomorrow.
Okay, cool. So then we'll just go to the front page here, so we don't keep jumping. First one is on Ethan and Dorothy here. There's no sidewalk on both sides, but they have landscaping out there that, it kind of deters people from walking around, but like I've talked about in other meetings, like if it's something that we want to look at to start putting in sidewalks in places, it'd be just something that we'd work with the landowner on. Second page. This one's been brought up in a few meetings as well here too, between 806 and 808 Glen Street. Got a painted curb there, which I parked in a driveway to take this picture. I didn't park in the yellow, so just to make that clear. But it's, it's just obstructing people walking in and, I go to Corner Pantry there quite a bit and quite a few times when I'm pulling out, there's people avoiding this bush and stuff, and many people have commented on it. And again, I think that's something that we work with the landowner with and everything. There's a sign base back there. Maybe we can do some type of landscaping up against their building there and have a nice sign there and then have a nice sidewalk in front of there or something. Then the third page, this is over on Second and Glen, coming out of the park. So when you turn to look to the right, it's obstructed. You gotta pull out slow and pull out past the stop sign to see if anybody's coming or not.
Couldn't that be trimmed up?
That's why I was wondering, on the city side of the deal, in the city right away, would we be able to trim up a little bit of it? And if some more need to come out and talk with the landowner about hey, this is just kind of a problem that got kids here all the time and people are going in and out during the summer, and it's just.
Is that the street that leads to the swimming pool?
Yes, that is.
We have trimmed it before, back a little ways, but not way back.
Way back, yeah. And does it go on their property or is it all?
I'm sure it's all
City.
gonna be right away.
Is it all right away? Oh,
Assistant, are you okay too?
That AI.
Mind you. Got an assistant.
yeah, assistant over here.
So, yeah, the landowner, it's kind of hard to work with. Think you trim too much or.
Turn back in, looks gaudy or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and not that. I wouldn't be, I mean, yeah, I'd love to trim it way back behind. You know, that light pole there.
Yeah,
Would seem like that would kind of be common sense, but you can't see through it.
Definitely. In the wintertime, you can.
No leaves.
No leaves. Pool's not open then, though, so. So, yeah, no, I think if. I don't know how to work with them, but
Because it kind of goes both ways. A car could be coming down that street and a kid come zooming on a bike.
yeah. and-
oh, yeah, no, the kids don't stop at
Oh,
that stop.
for sure.
When they leave the park.
And stuff.
We've always had that same kind of issue with the bush on Creighton Road and Fourth Avenue, but that landowner didn't want to trim that bush and it's not on the right of way. It's in his property. And the new owners, I don't know if they've ever been approached or, you know, haven't really fully blossomed out in other words, it's a problem. Yeah, it will be.
That is true, Jerry, and that's when trucks are coming in on Creighton Road too, and they take that corner, and that is very scary.
Is that an issue, is that on Creighton Road side or is that on Fourth Avenue side?
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
City and,
Yeah. Yeah,
but
but
I've never met the.
Yeah.
people over there, and so maybe.
maybe it's worth having a conversation to them, like, hey, this has been known to be a problem and we're trying to go. What's that?
I said, welcome to Wall, we're gonna cut you.
Yeah, exactly, right? But no, and even let them know, you know, that these are things that have been addressed in the past and we're just trying to correct some of these things, so. And then the last one, we already did the next page, but the last picture here. This one is also on 7th and Glen, and it's when you come to the stop sign. Like going towards Glen. East, there you go, yep, like that, and then you turn and look right. And it, again, you can't see down the lane of traffic to see people coming. So it's kind of a double whammy on 7th and Glen right now from both directions. And that, again, I think that it's more property owner there. And so have a conversation again with the landowner, just and with the landlords that you're having these conversations with, just let them know that we are removing these ones that are a problem and talking with everyone that we've had concerns about. So we would like to get something done, if that is what the council would like.
So what is the opinion of the council?
Oh, sorry, could we take a question from?
I do have one comment on the one between 806 and 808 Glen. If you look at that, there's still a foundation for a sign and a signpost in there, and there's power to that signpost. Or you can see the electrical box on top of that sign. The Best Western sign, you sit there that's set east-west on that end of the building. So if you ever decide to put another sign on there for even to turn in here, and if you try and go on the other side, you're going around our mailbox. We moved that mailbox 3 times to try and satisfy the postal service, and they seem to like it where it's at. But there is a foundation and a signpost still in that shrubbery. And I would say if the motel owner decided to put a sign back on there, it would make it even harder for people to get around there, even if it was a turn sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I have on that.
And how far in is that from the
It's
curb?
about
you know?
halfway in.
About halfway in,
But then my mailbox sticks in another
yeah,
18 inches or whatever
yeah,
from that. So you'd either be doing one of these numbers through there. And if he puts a sign on there, it's gonna make it even a little more difficult.
yeah.
And I didn't remember that till I looked at that picture and I could see that electrical box sticking out of the shrubbery.
And like maybe you could do like a straight up and down sign or something to kind of just give a pathway, just because it is a deal where people are walking around it up and down the street and I do understand there's another pathway across the way there, but that's a gas station entrance and stuff and that's pretty busy.
I guess
All the
I see
time.
most of them walking across over to the corner pantry or
From the plains over the
headed
corner.
down to the Dairy Queen or something like that. They're not even making it that far. And I'm not saying it isn't because maybe it helped when it was painted. And I know they haven't gotten down that far yet on painting the crosswalks, but
So if that walkway going along your mailbox just lined up with what is over by the landscaping timbers by the pool, you think that would interfere with the future of putting,
I don't know. You'd have to get in the shrubs and see how wide that foundation actually is. I haven't been in there for a while. I guess I really never paid much attention to foundation at all, but I know it is. The terrain there is gonna go up, so you'd almost have to put a retaining wall along it and somehow angle it around my mailbox. And I guess most traffic I see is either leaving from the north end of the plains, crossing over the sidewalk, if there aren't vehicles lined up along the sidewalks.
Well, and when we looked into this before, I wanna say that metal box was over further than a person thinks.
Yeah.
So you really can't, I mean, if you did put a sidewalk there, like it. Yeah, it would narrow up pretty quick, cause I wanna say it's like right into here.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It doesn't allow you a lot of room. If you try and put a retaining wall in, you're gonna be in the foundation of that sign. And, it's one of those areas where they're gonna use it anyway. They're still gonna shoot across the street before they get to the sidewalk. Just like coming in from the airport, we reported last time. They're walking on the street. The brand new sidewalk, so. That was my only comment on this. Thank you.
I personally often see even kids, and I actually have a video on my phone. 4 kids evidently going home from school, 1 had a bike and 2 had backpacks. And this happened just a short time ago, where they definitely walked into the street, which we're so concerned about. People going too fast there, and it just seems odd that we are so resistant to the idea of trying to keep them on a sidewalk, so. I think Zach, you have a good point, and it's a concern, and it would be great if somebody would be, what should I say, ingenious enough to get it figured out, how to make it work instead of how not to make it work, but that's maybe another conversation for another day. Thank you for bringing these to our attention, and it looks like in several of these cases, there is definitely something that could be done, and it sounds like several of these landowners would work with you, or work with Garrett, if that's.
I'll take care of picture 3, 4, and 5.
3, 4, 5?
Checking with them first, right? Correct. All right.
Yeah.
Right, right. And then if it goes on, then maybe we need to send a nuisance letter, which is allowed in our ordinances.
And I know for picture one that if, you know. If right on this one,
Oh, okay,
if there ever were to be sidewalks in that, she'd be more than willing to give up her little landscape area there, for sidewalks to go in and stuff, so.
because the same thing's going on there where they.
Where they have
There
to
is
leave,
sidewalk across the street, though, is that true?
Yes.
Along
Yes.
that one?
yeah, or
To the
no,
west, yes.
here, but not.
Well,
That's,
maybe not through that yard. but
Yeah,
there
not through
is
here.
Oh, no, I'm talking right here, sorry.
oh, yeah, yep, sorry, I was on the, yeah,
Okay.
you're correct.
Okay, all right. Anything else on that then?
Yeah, there is some.
That's about there, right?
Nothing else for me.
Okay, that's it.
Or. Not yet,
For now.
for this part,
Okay.
I'm done, yep.
Okay. Um. And then on the agenda, there's another one about city property, you want to check.
Yep, this is. Talking about the lot next to the powerhouse there that the city owns, that's. Really big parking lot and stuff, in which I agree that, parking is. It's huge for, our businesses here and everything, and even for me at, Wake and Baking, you know, I get, those people that drive by with trailers and we don't have trailer parking and. You know, we no longer have a long stretch of, road there on. Sixth Avenue, cause it's painted yellow. Cause, you know, that was a safety concern and which we agree with too, that that's a safety concern, so we don't want that for parking either.
Because that was trucks turning there, right?
Yep.
They couldn't make that
Yep,
turn if there were cars there.
from
Okay.
another local business, which helps out a lot in this community and stuff too, and appreciate them, so we get. We at the lot there at Wake and Bacon understand that, that's why it was painted yellow and that's why it needs to be, and we get that, But that lot next to the powerhouse there, it's pretty big and, you know, from 2005 and before. That thing was used after hours, as basically a playground and a place to gather and play basketball or dodgeball, kickball. And playing on the play set there and everything, and it's a great central location because. Kids are pedaling their bike around the neighborhoods of Dorothy Street or Glen and, Norris, and they hear kids pounding the ball and they go riding their bike down there and they see someone playing and start playing a game of basketball, and same for our visitors too. I mean, people are walking all the time down from our motels down Glen Street and, going and hitting Main Street to our local businesses, and if they see something that's in a central location, for a family activity to do, well, then they'll go and play some basketball and stuff, you know, and it's just there isn't much in our community, for kids to do, to like stay active and stuff. Yeah, they can go and, play at friend's house and stuff like that, but, just nothing really out there. The powerhouse too, that's a good place, but you need a membership for that. And not all families can afford memberships, and I just remember from 2005 and before, that was a spot to go and play basketball and get with your friends. And I'd like to kind of bring that back to the community and maybe look at putting a single basketball court in on the, north side, running east and west, and so, and have it caged off, kind of like how, the cities do it and stuff, so then kids playing basketball shoot it and miss it, and they don't have to go running after the, basketball into where the parking lot is, because I'd still leave plenty of, parking area for trailers and mobile homes and stuff like
It
that.
wouldn't really though. It would really negate the impact that parking place has. You're moving those big vehicles in there, you need room. Why not put a basketball court down at the park? There's plenty of room.
That's another good idea too. And visiting other towns, I guess they're a little bit bigger and stuff. Smaller towns usually just have one central location, but, other towns also have different locations, for activities as well. And basketball is a pretty huge thing. All of our sports in Wall are huge. Our football, basketball, baseball. It's great that we have that youth competing at that kind of level, and I think just something centrally located is what I'd like to see out of that lot used more than a parking area, but
Parking area is really important to the downtown economy. We have 6 months where we have good business in Wall. People travel in motorhomes, they pull campers, they pull horse trailers, and they need big parking lots to park those vehicles. And we don't have too much parking. And Wall Drug has done everything they can, including our new gravel parking lot, to provide downtown parking, and we provide 70% of the off-street parking now. And then plus at the auto livery, we have in the road to the dinosaur tons of parking for semi-trailers.
yeah, and some people would call that cost of business because again, you are huge for this economy and stuff, and you need to take in those people and stuff too. So I understand why you turn lots into parking lots and everything to take on that stuff, but no.
Okay,
I think a good comment, and, you brought up the park. Would it be, we don't have a lot of signage to the park. And maybe there's something we could do there to get more people pushed that way. This is a thought.
I think there's only 2 signs. There's 2 signs for City Park, I think.
Saw one today.
I
Is that
do.
cool?
I have no idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
But that's not new though. That's been there for a while, hasn't it? Or was a library sign there before?
Well, it was taken down a while back and just recently put up when they redid. I don't know if the county got a grant for all these panels, so they put it back up there. Somebody requested it also. So.
I see there's a city park on Norris and 4th as well that says to turn here, which it's a block shy from the city park before the turn here.
I
You
think
can still get there that way.
we bought that lot for parking, and it should stay parking. It'd be a horrible place to put a basketball court. If people go almost pulling out, we're gonna put a fence all the way along so they don't interfere with parking. I think we just leave it like it is.
That was my idea of a fence all the way around, but I hear you to keep it parking.
Basketball court, put it in the park.
well, that kind of gives us a good segue maybe.
Yeah,
Then to our next agenda item, because I believe the pickleball players have submitted a request for the town of Wall to repair the old tennis court. So it could be used for pickleballs also. So is there a pickleball player that wants to?
we're done with my deal.
Well, I'm sticking.
Oh, no, I was just.
We're not done?
No, I was just wondering if any other council members had anything else to say, because heard from 2 and stuff, but if we're done with it, then yeah, we can move on.
We're done.
Okay.
Wait.
We're good.
Just asking. No, we started this last August and I feel like we really gotten nowhere. Moved backwards maybe a little bit. So our request is, we need some place to play that you can actually play pickleball on. And all we need is a surface that we can paint and play our pickleball. We'll get the nets, we'll get that all taken care of. but we need a place that we can actually put a pickleball court on. Now, see, it might not be, the regular surface that they use, if we can get a flat surface. And it probably won't have a fence, I talked to John, and it doesn't. Asphalt won't hold the fence, it's gotta be concrete to put that length of pole in to get it to hold, so. This is kind of a Band-Aid for us, I would say, give us some.
So,
It's,
if, so you're talking about going away from the surface that we were gonna use, or the special surface? Or was that just a coating that we were talking about, putting on asphalt or putting on concrete?
previously,
Yes,
we were taking the asphalt out and we were putting concrete in.
and then
Yeah.
using a special surface over the top of that, correct?
Right.
Okay.
But I think we've missed most of the grant opportunities for us this year, and, we were hoping to have something done this summer for us to play on, and I know there are people that play early in the mornings up there. I did, last week, did the asphalt come down and look. If they could actually even get on it and do anything. They weren't sure if the surface there, the foundation underneath that would actually hold their equipment. So they looked at it last Wednesday.
Wednesday, right?
Wednesday, I went up there with them and had a look at it, see what it'd take just to redo the whole thing. I know there's one spot where a loader got parked, it's settled a little bit.
So if we took out those, tennis. The poles of the tennis and then level that out, would that help too? I mean, we could.
It's more the cracks that run across there. They would almost have to be ground out and then flattened. I don't know that it's. I wouldn't say it'd have to be a perfectly flat surface. It'd be better than it is. And I know the quote for just grinding the cracks out on the basketball courts and everything and taking those 4 posts out was about 20 grand.
What, what? Did you guys recently rent? Like, does the state rent that, like the crack sealer or?
No, we own it, or other units own it, and we trade off and stuff. But there are businesses that
Grind
rent
them out.
those, yes. What's that?
You don't grind the cracks out though when you.
Oh, well, when we do hand patching and stuff, yeah, we grind it down, blow it out and all that, but like for like crack sealing, that's a different type of machine, and that mastic
That's what,
machine.
he said it's about a 43-inch grind, so they can get enough surface and then they patch the crack down.
They would
Coming with that,
They
okay.
would, they call that like a mill. So
They mill down,
it. Mill it.
fill the crack, but
And then put back over the surface.
you know, I looked down on South Boulevard in front of the building center, that surface might not work that.
No.
It's all we need, but it's not.
It's a Band-Aid.
So yeah, I don't know if a guy could clean that out. You know, where the cracks are now, cause it has been sealed before.
You know, and they're about 2 inches, maybe 2.5 inches wide, you know.
And I was kind of wondering if we cleaned it out, if we could just, fill them up again, or I don't know, if they make like a concrete.
They make an
Or you can patch
epoxy,
it.
they make a type of epoxy that.
Yeah, we epoxied this whole side of the community center, but
But
just
there's
kind of.
spots that's heaving and everything, you can
And that's-
play on that.
That's the thing, like. 19,000, Wayne,
It was
Right.
just on between 19 and 20,000.
what would it cost for just a 4-inch concrete pad
That's what J&E Asphalt's gonna give us a quote
for
on.
concrete?
No,
No, for asphalt, patching the asphalt.
Concrete.
I don't- I don't think you're gonna find anybody put, talking to John, you'd have to take the asphalt out of there
Sure.
in order to put the concrete on. And that was about 90,000 for just that part of it, I think.
Just a 4-inch concrete pad, cause it'd have to have bar in it, so it wouldn't.
Well,
heave.
and that was just 75 by 104, that wasn't the whole thing.
That wasn't the asphalt.
but it was 130 from the guy at, Harrisburg.
Do you know how many yards that would be? Like, give me the measurements again, 70,
It's 75 by 104, it was the full length of the court, and it was coming 75 feet from the north end back.
and
Not the north end, we stayed 10 feet in, so the cedar trees wouldn't be bothered, and then it'd take you just up past those posts, I think.
so would 75 by 104 give you your perimeter, your court, everything you
You give us
need?
3 courts, 3 full courts.
But you would have, you wouldn't need like another apron or anything like that, just that.
No.
Just that.
And it would still leave room for the basketball.
Yeah, it would leave,
Hoop and
it would leave room on the south end where the basketball.
30, what was it, like 35, 40 feet? I can't remember, we measured.
It was 130, 120 feet long, 130 feet long, maybe 104 by 130, 120, somewhere around there. I don't remember the exact length. But, well, maybe I don't know.
And so was that price, Wayne, also to include them removing all of everything that's there? Do you know?
Cause that goes back.
That was an additional expense on the line item.
On the, putting the concrete in,
Yeah.
that was through Cornerstone
Mhm.
and with the help of Public Works.
So they would.
Removing the asphalt and then using the stockpile of rock that's from the airport runway as a base, plus another, I wanna say it was another 30,000 worth of base material.
So it was over 200,000.
It was right close to 200, the other one was 277, I believe.
You can play on asphalt, Wayne?
You can. It's not,
That's not ideal.
it doesn't last as long, that's the whole problem, or its downfall, or the takeaway from your asphalt. The 3 levels, they say you're poorest, but the most reasonably priced can be asphalt. Second is concrete, and the best is tension rod concrete, which is like the track at school. There's actually cables in there where they keep it tightened up so it doesn't buckle, it doesn't crack, it doesn't do it. In theory, on good soil, which we don't have.
Yeah, for sure.
It was 760 square feet, Mike, is what they,
But that wasn't using the full length of the asphalt that's up there.
that was using the full length.
Oh, that was?
To fix the cracks, I told him to go the full length, if you go part way, the water's just gonna go underneath everything you repaired and it's not gonna last anything. And that was gonna be that, just an extra 30, 40 feet on the south end.
Be able to do basketball courts?
What's that?
Dual pickleball and basketball courts on it, or?
You could turn, if you put a basketball court on the east and west end, you'd probably have full court. Basketball court up there. And you still have plenty of room, and it'd be, with the outside, if you did the concrete, it would be fenced, the pickleball courts would be fenced. But John said you're not gonna get a hole on asphalt. I'm sorry, concrete, if it was concrete, it would be fenced. This right here is kind of a Band-Aid wish list for us to get something so we can play on it this summer, and if we have another winter like last winter, we can play on it all winter again too. Other than windy days, so. And that was just our thought.
It would be able to be used for other things too, other than just pickleball, I mean, in the fence go
Yeah.
down.
It'll be open, I mean, we can't, that's why we probably wouldn't put a surface on the asphalt. We would just get a little different net system up there maybe.
So it'd be just the same as it is now.
Same as it is now, but
Just-
flat surface.
Just a flat surface with no cracks. Different color paint, out of bound for pickleball versus different color paint for some other game, like roller derby or something. Then
Whatever you wanna do up there. You know,
I think, yeah, I mean, I don't. To repair what we kind of have up there, I don't know that it's gonna stand the test of time at all. and I'm not quite sure what the investment of fixing that would be. It almost seems a little more practical to put a good lasting surface down that could be used for many things. Would it be possible?
No wood.
Well, then we're fixing the cracks again.
Plan on that in the powerhouse, it don't bounce.
So, but if there were basketball hoops in there, would you guys be able to still play in there? What I mean by that is after you guys are done, if some kids wanted to go in there and do, because the hoops shouldn't interfere with your.
Right, it wouldn't be any different than it is now, we just move our net over the south fence and we just latch it to that.
I mean, I'm not saying
And
you
they
guys
can-
can't jump, but
They can do whatever that, cause you got your, I don't know if they're
Jump.
rollerblades or if they're bike jumps or whatever they are.
Skateboard, yeah.
Skateboard.
and you know, that's kind of my thinking on it anyway, is it just seems like, you know, I don't think the asphalt that we have up there is good enough to even put that kind of money in. Probably the base is garbage, with those cracks being that size, a lot of water has already gone under, you got a lot of voids. And probably heaving and different stuff going on, so I think if we were to just put a surface down. Cause you were just talking about basketball hoops.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? I think no matter what happens, that surface could be used.
And if we can get into the grant process next year and maybe raise some funds in order, maybe we go north of that spot. With a base, concrete, the tension rod concrete, do it the way that, they recommend you to do it. And leave that alone for the basketball and the skateboarders and whatever else.
Cause I think, you know, they've made a lot of gains with concrete, you know, as far as making sure that you're tying number 4 bar in it, you know. 4,000 PSI, they can do fibercrete. I mean, you might get some hairline cracks, but you can deal with those, but. That way, all of that stuff could get tore out, the base could be shored up with some good material. And put down a surface that, you know, if pickleball ends up, you know, going away here in a few years, we still have a surface with basketball hoops or, you know, something that we can do something with, that's just my thought.
I'm just curious if it did end up going concrete is 4 inches. Is that thick enough?
I don't think it probably would be on the tension rod.
No, probably not the tension rod, but and at 4 inches, honestly. I mean, you'd probably want to go with a higher PSI, because if you guys ever parked vehicles on there, or we ever had equipment dropped off there or something like that, but, you know, having bar in it for sure. You know,
We would just like something for this summer, so we can go through this process again next year and maybe get something. Work on it through the grant process a little more next year, get a little earlier start. And if we need to raise funds, then we can do what we need to do to start doing that also.
Because how many of you council members went up there and looked at that?
Jerry did. Garrett and I.
so Garrett, what would that, do you know how thick it is? Is it 4 inches, 6 inches?
It's probably 4.
4, so to pop that up and get it out of there, probably ain't gonna be that,
less on the side.
for sure, a skid steer can be.
Oh, yeah, I would have
Dump
done nothing to
truck,
tear it out. I mean, we'd go in with the mini and tear it out and haul it out.
Do we have enough stuff for base to be able to, okay,
Well, it depends on how deep you go. You know, if they overdig it, was he planning on overdigging?
He was gonna come up a foot above the asphalt that was there. So any water drainage would go north off the concrete, but it wouldn't. He would slope it so it run off the east and west on the south end of the asphalt.
So how many dollars is that, are you talking to do what you're just describing now?
That one was 100 and.
Oh, that's John's deal.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
197.
190.
Included the fence. It's not just.
Include the fence, the nets, the surface for pickleball, the concrete, the base.
That was everything.
Minus the basketball hoops
And lights.
and lights.
And lights, it didn't have lights in it.
Because
Here's more lights.
would it be a thought that we try to get this in a position that you can play up there this year? Because I did go look at it, I see the tennis, court stands or whatever, definitely that needs to be fixed. But perhaps, because of the time of year that we're at, number one. Number two, we also have construction company coming in here that might assist us here in the near future. Also, but maybe we need to find out if that's really where you love to play is up there. Given the, increased, activity that Dakota Mill is gonna be, pursuing here.
Let's say that's our ask. Let's get something there we can play on this summer. And work on
And
something
everybody
in the
can use.
future.
Basketball.
Or whatever, because I don't see that going away. I don't see that surface going away anywhere. And right now. It's probably a liability, I don't know. Most kids are wrecking their skateboard, they can tell anybody anyway, unless they broke some bones and get hauled off, so. Yeah, we just want something for this summer.
I was surprised a few Sundays ago when I was up there, how doggone busy that park actually was.
There's a lot of people at the park all the time.
And with the access to the pool there, it just really surprised me. But I also was very concerned about the condition of some of those holes, and I do believe that Garrett has the ability to get those fixed. So your request here is to repair it. So what do we need to do to try to figure this out to get to that point? But at the same time, we're only a quarter into this year. So we don't know what, I mean, I looked at what that park budget was, and we're only a quarter of the year in. So we know we'd have to go way over what's already there. And, you never know what some other things come up that we have to spend money on, so.
Well, and if I can get a hold of J&J Asphalt, and if they say we'll come in and lay a mat on there, a flat mat for 20,000, I don't know, maybe they will. But that would be a better option than just fixing the cracks.
Yeah, that's my thing, is then you get to the point where you're spending $20,000 to play one season.
It's
How
definitely.
about if I get a hold of them, find out, get a bid from them on that, and come back to you next week and we'll. Just.
Some real numbers
Right.
is what you're
Cause
saying.
if they can, work that crack a little bit and maybe put a 3-inch cap on that whole thing, that makes a lot more sense for the dollars than just grinding and filling cracks.
No,
to
not
me.
her, they would mill the whole surface, they would put the crack, they'd fill the cracks with, however they do it, it's their job, not mine, I don't tend to know, and then they would lay a surface over it, so.
So yeah, what the other one was, is they would mill it, they have a little machine that they mill. They just mill over the top of the cracks, fix that, and then put asphalt
Over the mill
over
surface.
Just over the section that they never.
Just over the
Yep.
mill surface.
Just
It's
like-
just-
is what that other one. So it would be milled, but it would just be where the cracks are to get that down.
So, and that wouldn't work for you?
What's that?
That's what that, that's
That's
what that,
20,000.
that's what the 20,000
That's
is.
20,000.
As I'm saying, if you can get a better deal off of milling the whole thing and.
Doing a mill and overlay for
Yeah.
20,000, than just going through milling the cracks and.
It's gonna last.
whole overlay,
I think so.
All right.
Okay.
I'll wait and see what they come back with and I'll bring it back to council.
See what they think of the glass and overlay,
What's that?
4-inch overlay over the whole thing, how long they think it would
How,
hold
what
up.
the longevity of it is.
And I'll work on getting those the concrete. Base it out for them. Tenants.
But I am pleased to hear that you have multi-use in mind. Because that addresses what he's talking about is kids to play basketball, so.
It's for all ages, not just for kids. I mean, you want people to come back to this town, we gotta give them something.
Mhm.
I mean, if we got. And we need to take care of what we have. You know, our softball fields, our baseball fields, there's something to be said for having those kind of things, because a lot of people come from scenic and other areas, New Underwood to play ball with. Yeah,
I think we got a better crew out there to work on that. You know, a few more volunteers out at the ball fields, you know.
you know, it just takes a little bit all the time, kind of like the powerhouse, if they would have taken care of it. A little bit at a time, it wouldn't be in the shape it's in, I would say, so.
And on the baseball note too, we just had practice today and they got a bunch of red rock in and spread that out on the infield, so it looks really nice out there. And
The real fine stuff, so it almost looks like the courts in Rapid.
Yeah.
The field, you know.
and then like our backstop behind the catcher, it was coming up pretty good. And I didn't hear who did it, but they went along it with the wide piece of rubber all around, so then there won't be any balls getting underneath and going to the bleachers and stuff, and they pushed dirt up to it, so it looks really good.
Well, I think pictures of it sitting out to us and it looks really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, he's doing a good job with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing a good job on all of them.
Our focus is on the park, I guess, so.
And our focus isn't just for us, it's for the betterment of the whole community, it's for basketball players, it's for kids, it's for whoever wants to come out there. I mean, it's not just pickleball, it's
Yeah,
for
old kids.
basketball, whatever.
No, kids.
Hello, all the way to.
Okay, well, thank you, Wayne, we'll
Yeah.
bring you back at the next meeting.
One quick note, I'd like to thank Nathan for participating in the freshman impact, that was quite a deal, it really was.
Okay,
I think you deserve a thank you too, don't you?
What's that?
I think you deserve a thank you too,
No,
don't
I wasn't on trial.
okay, item number 15, this is a second reading of ordinance 2601. Rezoning property from commercial to residential. This is actually the Hillcrest property, even though it says NAP and everything else on there, it is the Hillcrest property. This would be the second reading. Would I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Dan moved, Jerry seconded. Any comments?
How many acres is it again? Just out of curiosity, was it second?
I'm not sure right now.
Well, I have the map, right?
That's okay, I think it was around 6.
All right, all those in favor say, or did you have any question?
No.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
I.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, item number 16. Is airport lot lease terminated. And this is something that Golden West, when we visited with Golden West about the expansion plan at the airport, they indicated that they had completed their project and they were willing to terminate the lease with the city. And I'll move into the part, Carolyn, that indicating where you're at on the publication process and with the person that's taking interest, I guess it's an intent to lease. But I did want to share this note that I got from the chief operating officer, indicating that just wanted to give you an update on the airport yard progress. We have removed all our equipment, cable reels, etc. The team will be doing a final walkthrough this week, ensuring all garbage is picked up. They will be doing some final grading to level out the yard a bit. Many years of large trucks made a few uneven spots. We just want to make sure we turn it over in better condition than when we moved in. And with weather permitting, completely out next week. Thank you again for the opportunity to utilize this space during our fiber to the home upgrades expansion. This site was very critical for staging of materials. We really appreciate and value our relationship with the city of Wall. And I just wanted to indicate our appreciation to this company for their willingness to work with us and to have that appreciation and want to have a relationship with us. So I wanted to make sure I shared this note of thanks from Scott Johnson, Chief Operating Officer. And so then Carolyn, if you can talk to us about where you're at in the advertising process to move forward on this property.
So the resolution of intent to lease with someone over 180 days requires a publication in the paper on that. And so the timeline of getting that published before the actual hearing, which is a requirement of 10 days. I couldn't get it in on this meeting, so it'll be on the next month's meeting to, and that's the date it was published for in the paper that the very represented. So that would be the 21st of May meeting, I believe. And so the public will have an opportunity to come and express their opinion if they aren't in favor of who we would be leasing to. So.
Okay, and so again, this is part of the airport expansion. As the construction company does move in there to do the apron that some of those materials that have been in on the airport runways and around those buildings will have a place to move that equipment and make it start opening the opportunity for hangars in the very near future. So is there anything more on that, Carolyn, then for that? Okay, moving along to approve reviewing the open meeting law version. Nathan, would you like to visit with us about that?
Yes, thank you. This is kind of an appropriate time to talk about the open meeting stuff. Y'all are required to review this up annually by state law. Recently in the news, just a couple of days ago, Tom Formosa was reprimanded for violations of open meeting laws. Apparently what they were doing is an hour before their town board sessions, they would have kind of a working group where they would talk about all the upcoming agenda items outside of the public. And so state's attorney received a complaint on it and referred it to the Open Meetings Commission, which is a group of I think it's 7 county state's attorneys across the state. And they investigated and reviewed it, and they just gave them a reprimand, to my knowledge, just kind of a public scolding. Don't do that sort of stuff. But it's just a reminder to keep in mind the open meeting laws, what you can and can't do, and how to do it right, so that the members of the public, they get to hear this about the decisions being made and have input on it. So there is a brochure that the Attorney General's office puts out every year that summarizes the open meeting laws, and that's what I wanted to review. The highlights are you have to be mindful of who it applies to, when open meetings apply, when you have to conduct business in open meeting with the public, and when you can close it. So any sort of a public body has to conduct their business in an open meeting. So you all, even boards and public entities, if you're going to conduct business and make decisions, and you've got a quorum of the group, you've got to, put out an agenda beforehand, and allow the public to be there and participate. That doesn't apply if two, or I suppose even three of you, met down at the cafe and talked about some stuff, but if you got a quorum or a majority, make sure that, it's kind of done officially. That's what Hermosa was not doing. Some times that, some kind of confusing times that where open meetings don't apply, if it's just kind of like an advisory board, maybe, kind of a committee or something that's, or a task force or something that's just kind of investigating and gonna report back. That investigation, doesn't need to be in open meeting, it's not an actual convening of the public body. If you've got, a couple members of the public or whatever, but then when they come and report and ask the city to act on it, that's gotta be, in an open meeting. Emails, be careful about emails. If you do a group email, or, if the agenda goes out and somebody hits reply all, and they say, yeah, I support this item or whatever, that's technically an open meeting. Can't do that. Don't hit reply all on those emails. The other highlight is when you can close a public meeting, what sort of discussions can be kept private just among the council. There are specific topics, and only those topics you can discuss in an executive session. If you're talking about personnel, qualifications, hiring, firing, sort of thing. You all probably don't deal with this a lot or at all, but disciplining a student, so that's more for like a school board, or like Board of Regents and stuff. Legal issues, primarily if you have litigation or threatened litigation, or contracts and you need advice from legal, you can discuss that sort of stuff in executive session. Employee contracts, that's usually like union negotiations and stuff, but employee stuff, if you have trade secrets like pricing, stuff like that, can be in executive session. And then the other one that covers a lot of other specifics is if you're talking about public safety or the preservation of public property, and if you need to take certain measures that need to be done kind of without the public knowing, then that sort of stuff can be discussed in an executive session as well. When you go into executive session, make sure that somebody makes a motion and gives the reason. You can't just say, we're gonna go into executive session and talk about some secret stuff. You've got to say, we're gonna talk about personnel. And then you close the meeting and have your executive session. If you're gonna make any sort of decision on it, come back into an open meeting and say, yeah, we all vote to approve this hiring or whatever it might be, for example. And make sure when you're in executive session, you go in to talk about personnel, then don't get off topic and start talking about some other city business that was not related to the reason you went into executive session. So those are kind of the highlights, the consequences and for a violation can be criminal, can be a class 2 misdemeanor, which is pretty relatively minor, but it can carry 30 days in jail, or a $500 fine. I think most often you see like Hermosa got a public reprimand, but you don't see a lot of violations and stuff being reported, but this recent case is kind of a reminder that it can happen, and you want to make sure that the public has an opportunity to comment at every meeting, and that they have an agenda, and that you're only closing it for those certain topics, and and you should all be in compliance. So any question, have you field, questions? Y'all have kind of my contact info, as well. And the brochure is available on the Attorney General's website. I can distribute that as well, but y'all should have access, everybody's got access to it. So that's, my speech on the open meeting stuff.
I had a question on the agenda, for going into executive session. It should still be stated what you're, going into executive session for on the agenda. Is that a correct statement?
Well,
It doesn't have to go, I mean, it doesn't have to have a lot of detail, but it has to have, like today, there's an executive session that it doesn't reference anything. So they probably can't go into executive session. Would that be a correct statement?
so I'll advise the council, and, so I appreciate the question, and I'm gonna assume that some of the council are interested in my thoughts on that sort of thing. In general, if the council's looking at going into executive session, I don't think that specific reason needs to be on the agenda, because there are certainly gonna be times when sensitive issues that are appropriate for executive session come up in a meeting that you maybe aren't expecting, in relation to another topic. I think that, the reason for an executive session can be brought up, you know, on the spot, basically. You don't necessarily have to plan on an executive session at every meeting. If you know something's gonna be, in executive session, then yeah, I think you can say we're gonna talk about personnel at this meeting, but it's the motion comes from a council member, not necessarily, you know, who sets the agenda. So if the mayor, has an agenda, in place and has an agenda request, but, you know, at the meeting or whatever, somebody identifies an issue that should go into executive session, you can always, I think, make that motion. It might not pass, you know, council can consider, is that really an executive session type issue, but I think it can come up on the spot.
A question on that, so like, say, under public comments, someone comes and like makes huge accusations or something about some personnel or something, could we call executive session right after that?
Exactly, yep, so if you think something sensitive comes up, that should be in a closed meeting, I think you can make that motion and say, we wanna talk about this outside of the general public.
So it can be any place in the agenda. It doesn't have to be like where we usually put them, but that can be brought up, like he's saying, at that point in time. If someone on the council makes that motion, it's approved, we can do it right on the spot.
Yes, I've seen that done before. As a practical matter, you know, you don't necessarily want to be jumping in and out of executive session throughout the meeting, picking everybody out, you wait in the hallway and then come back in and do your official action and then go through another 4 or 5 agenda items and do the whole thing again. So as a practical matter, it makes sense to say we'll do executive session stuff at the end. But I think could come up on the spot in the meeting. And you could go right in and talk about that personnel issue or that litigation or whatever. If somebody got up here and said, I'm gonna sue you for this, that, and the other, I think the council could say, hey, let's talk about this in executive session, pick everybody out, and then come back into an open meeting.
Which we have.
I did have one more comment.
Before we go into executive session, usually we've been making reference to a certain code, what it's pertaining to, personnel or.
So, and that, we just haven't said verbally what that is.
And
Like, or
we could.
the words, I mean.
Rick doesn't.
Well, I reference a number, but I could also add, you know, if it's personnel or legal or contract negotiating, you know, I could enhance that a bit.
The number is fine. I would say it's either or. If you've got a cheat sheet like Rick and you say a number,
Is that good enough?
that's good enough.
Oh, awesome.
If somebody doesn't have those numbers memorized or handy, I think you can just the category. So that somebody looking back on it can say, okay, that was a personnel issue, that falls into subsection 1.
Okay,
Perfect.
Awesome.
And one other comment is the numbering scheme changes July first. Looks like you had go from 6 items and some things to 8. Is that a correct statement?
I don't know, if there's a new statute, what that says. At this point, we're reviewing current law, so.
So if there is a change on July first, I'll need a new cheat sheet too, so.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. So executive session, kind of like in Uno is our wild card, we can throw it at any time.
Yeah, I think you can, but when in doubt, keep everything open.
Yeah.
I mean, if something's kind of gray area. Don't go into executive session just because you wanna talk about it privately. So, yeah, for the most part. Do everything in open meeting.
okay. Any other question? All right. Thank you, Nathan.
Yep.
Okay. These are, the parts that we're going into now are some things we do on a, annual basis, and so, I would entertain a motion to approve First Interstate Bank and Black Hills Credit Union as our official deposit.
So moved, second. Third.
Okay.
Got
All right, Zach moved, and we'll say Stan.
Stan, that's what it is.
Seconded. Any, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, motion carries. We next need to approve Rapid City Journal as official newspaper. Okay, so Jerry moved and Stan seconded. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, motion carries. All right, item number 20, designate the mayor to sign all official documents on behalf of the city of Wall.
Some, second,
Is it
Who gave the motion?
Stan.
Stan moved, Zach seconded? Any comments? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Appointing the mayor as emergency preparedness director.
So moved.
Rick moved,
second.
Mike seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Establish the chain of command and location of Emergency Command Center, which is the Public Works Building. Emergency Command Center chain of command during an emergency. Mayor, fire chief, assistant fire chief, council president, council vice president, public works director, and finance officer. Mike moved and Dan seconded. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, motion carries. Approve the volunteer list for the fire department. Do we have that list in front of us? To do our.
Yeah, I thought it had about.
Is that current here?
It's not in the packet.
Oh, shoot, okay.
I can forward it to you guys.
Can you read them off the top of your head? I know, you got way more than that you.
But it's current.
Yes, like the
Okay.
last meeting,
Awesome.
we've had new members join, so. And
How many?
we've deleted, 23.
Jeez, that's pretty good numbers. If you can get 3 to
Four are
show.
active,
4.
maybe 5.
Not bad.
Does anyone receive that document so we could?
Do you want it?
Doing
I didn't
the-
understand. You do want it sent to you? Or just want to read it?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Just to look at it real quick.
Zach's gonna sign up, he said.
Unless he can just read it off to us.
Karen's got that.
Have to decide one way or the other.
Here's
So one way or the other.
Yeah. That would be good for you.
Oh. You have a one.
My nose won't pull up.
Your NAS one?
Nope.
Really?
It's fine, you can get it to us.
No,
If
I
we got
can do
any
it here just real quick. You guys all have your council emails, right? Phil?
Yes.
I can print a copy for you, man. If I-
I'm good.
Are
These
you
guys
guys
approve it,
Okay.
but I will get it, more.
I'm grabbing names, just give me. I'll let you know when I push the button.
Sorry.
Okay. It's gone.
On its way. Thank you.
Oh, it's a great list, so move.
Okay, the motion's been made by Zach to approve the,
Have you seen the list, Zach?
It's popping up.
I have not seen the list.
Come through, yeah.
See what you did, Zach? I was going pop up fast. I was taking Garrett's word on it. Just send it.
I did.
Must have sent it snail mail.
USPS.
Every 2 weeks.
I don't send you guys
Yeah,
very often
yeah.
anymore, so you guys probably went to your spam.
Carolyn, do you have it open on yours?
No, I closed it to send it. I can get it.
Let me know when you're available.
Let me just read them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going.
Okay, I have Thad Eisenbrown, Chris Bissett, Brody Bryan, Garrett Bryan. Hayden Casgens, Tyler Clark, or Tyrell Clark, sorry. Stephen Edoff, Travis Engel, Trevor Ricky, Darvin Geigel. Jeremy Hurdle, Jeff Kitterman, Jim Kitterman, John Kitterman, Michelle Kitterman, Michael Ludeman. George Michael, Cameron Richter, Camden Sawville, Jesse Sawville, Carrie Shell, Justin Trent, Kevin Wenzel, and Anna Zestroy. Don't know how to pronounce her name. Used to be Kitterman.
It's a good list, so move.
okay, Zach is moved,
Second.
Dan seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Hey,
Opposed, motion carries. Okay. Item number 24 is the 2026-2027 package on sale, off sale, malt beverage. And South Dakota Farm Line.
Okay, so you're gonna have to do something a little different here, because you're not gonna have a quorum with them both abstaining from this. item.
24. Or 28.
Or 28.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pull some out.
So so we would approve from Badlands through Stay Wall. And that would not move. Or not vote, but you would, and then we would ask another motion for the wall drug, is that what you're thinking would be the appropriate thing to do? So, with that being said, I need a motion to approve Badlands Frontier Cabins, Badlands Saloon and Grill, Best Western, BJ's Country Store, Buffalo Gift Shop, Hanson One Shot, Moyle Petroleum, Omni Hospitality, Sleepy Hollow, and Stay Wall LLC for the on sale, off sale, malt beverage and farm wine.
still move.
Rick has moved.
Second.
Oh, Stan second. I didn't hear you, sorry. All those in favor say aye.
All right,
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Zach
Nine-
abstaining.
Yep.
And
Zach abstaining.
And with that then, to approve Wall Drug Store, Wall Drug Backyard, Wall Auto Livery for
So
the
moved.
on sale.
So move.
Zach moves, Dan seconded, all those in favor say.
I'm abstaining.
And you're,
Aye.
all those in favor say aye,
Aye.
and Rick abstain. Okay, got it. All right. Thank you for helping us with that. Okay, 2026 special event malt beverage license for the Celebration Committee and the Wall Celebration Rodeo.
So moved.
Mike move,
Second.
Zach seconded. All those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed, motion carries. 2026 special event liquor license for Celebration Committee and a noise permit requesting the fee to be waived.
So,
Stan moved,
Second.
Jerry seconded. Any questions or thoughts? Discussion, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed, motion carries. Item 27, beer liquor garden permits for the Badlands Saloon and Grill.
So moved.
Mike moved,
second.
Stan seconded. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, motion carries. Okay, number 28. Okay, we've got the same thing going here. So the noise permit, I would like a motion to approve Wall Drug with Rick abstaining.
So moved. Second.
Zach moved, Mike seconded, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries, Rick abstained.
did vote. I take it back, I thought it in a moment.
Okay, we got that. So now, I need a motion to approve the noise permit for Badlands Saloon and Grill and Stay Wall LLC. That's you, Zach.
So moved.
Okay, so Mike moved, Jerry seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, Zach abstained. Okay, so we got that. Thank you. All right, with that, we're at the point of the evening where we will look for bids for the hay grounds, which will be for the industrial park and Morningside property. We're both out there. So we
We only
will
received
see
on the industrial park though. We
what,
didn't receive anything on the morning side.
nothing received. Okay, so while
Well-
she's
Yes. Yeah.
That we didn't get any for the money.
So we will address the industrial park at the moment then, and then, talk about Morningside. Okay, if you'd like to open those, get your forth, read those out loud.
So this is from Taylor Fitch. And it was for $40 per acre for the industrial park hayground.
Who's it from?
Taylor Fitch or Braden and Taylor Fitch.
Okay, so with that being said, we'll see how this.
And this is from Full Sandal. And then Cole's bid was for 130 acres of alfalfa to be hayed, is $6,050.
$6,050.
They're not the exact acres.
What's that?
130 was it?
130 acres, yeah.
Okay.
So he gets it. Taylor's figures out to be 5,200.
That acreage, right?
Yeah, I was just looking at them.
The acreage, that's what the agreement says, it's 130 acres.
Okay, all right,
Need a motion?
yes, I do.
I would make the motion to accept the bid from Mr. Samuel
Second.
for $6,050 for a total of 130 acres.
Thanks.
Okay, it's been moved by Mike, seconded by Stan. Any other comments or questions? All those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, now, Morningside property. Do we want to put that out to bid again, or just not pay it this year.
How many acres is that, Carolyn?
ED, isn't it?
It's 80.
But there's only like probably 30 acres of good alfalfa. The rest is kind of.
Maybe we should just contact people that have done it the last couple of years and just, maybe they put out for. Or maybe we do it, leave it.
I don't know, that'd be it, I don't know how you do that. You just. You just let someone, but if you don't get
You
it,
want a further question, the legal?
yeah,
And look it up, if you don't have any bids. If you can directly contract with somebody.
That or we just leave it.
How much did we get last year? I mean, we never get very much.
what's that?
We never get a lot of money.
No, Raise that had it, it was like $265, wasn't it? It wasn't very much, very
Well,
little.
usually that includes the airport and
We looked it up.
the Morningside, right? Those are both
Well, not the last couple of years, last year it was just one side, but yeah,
previous.
previous.
So south of the runway at the airport is under another contract for farming for 5 years. Now this, Morningside, property, maybe people looked at that and realized that with the moisture situation as it is, maybe it's just, they just weren't comfortable putting in a bid at this point in time.
Yeah, cause it doesn't look very good.
Nothing really looks too good right now, so, excuse me.
I say we just let it be.
Okay, last year, yeah, it was given to, Dave and Billy Humphrey for
Right.
$257.
How much?
$257.
So. Okay, Mike has suggestion, unless you're making a motion. He's indicating maybe we just leave it, let it grow, not, and hope it doesn't burn up.
I would make that my motion.
Second.
So Mike has moved to not, proceed with a bid on Morningside property. Zach has seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. All right. We've had the ambulance report. Boy, that was a good call on his part. So Michaela. We're there, finally, for you. You actually have a request, so if you can work that request right in with your report, we'd love it.
My favorite group of people on a Thursday night. I am definitely someone who believes that timing is everything, so what a better meeting to talk about street closures and parking blocks than today, right? I would just want to let you all know that we do have our chamber board meeting tomorrow morning at 7 AM. For any of you early risers who wanna join us. And our luncheon is gonna be next Tuesday at noon. Right now, I'm busy planning and setting up for the 605 day that's coming up. I have to ask, has anyone seen the beautiful banner that I have on, I don't know what you guys call that, the big empty lot,
Cactus bin.
cactus lot,
Looks great.
yeah.
Just a professionals hung it up.
Thank you to the city guys for having to get that hung up. And even the first day that it was hung up, I've seen women posing their husbands right next to it to take photos. And the husband looks, they look so happy, so joyed to be posing for their wives, because she's like a little to the left. And I just sat there and just listened to them, just pose each other, so it was awesome. We kind of, cause I'm working with Rashawn, and we kind of chose that spot very intentionally. So one of my requests was I would like to set up the chamber 605 booth on the sidewalk. right by that sign. Kind of encourage people to take pictures, to get them posted on Facebook. Part of that, I would like maybe like 2 or 3 parking spots blocked off. Just because I will have like tables set up to do like prizes and giveaways and fun games and stuff. And I wanted to find a way to make it safe for people to kind of go around this if they need to.
Yeah, I think, was that 2 years ago they did it in the.
Last
the
year.
place they- here last year.
Yeah, I think that was
didn't-
last year.
Didn't get a whole lot of people, but.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, get it on the street.
So what does the council feel? She's making a request will you, would you?
Just one day.
It's just one day, I'm not asking for a long term.
It's June 5th,
6:05.
6:05 day.
What time would you do that? Like 9 to 5?
AM.
Midnight to midnight.
Yeah. Wow.
Things till midnight, but, would just be like, we would probably set up and like get here at like 8 o'clock. We'd probably be out there 8:30 and 9 o'clock. And probably tear it down, like, what do you think, like 3:30, 4 o'clock maybe?
Yeah, probably, cause everything will probably be gone by then. So-
We have some cool koozies and carabiners for anyone who wants to play games.
Okay,
I
so
think maybe you need 3 parking spots. What do you think?
I was thinking 3,
Yeah,
Just
I think
because
3 would be better than 2.
yeah, just be on the safe side, I wanted
Be
to make it
safer.
safe for people to kind of go around me if they need to.
okay, so do I have a motion to?
Maybe those professionals that hung the sign could block your 3 parking
I
spots.
sure hope they can.
Good luck finding them.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Rick has moved. Dan seconded. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye.
Motion carries to block off 3 parking spots and allow the 6:05 day canopy by the cactus fence.
You'll have to show me which 3, so I get it right.
Right, well, I was thinking, like, see the banners right here, if we set off just kind of to the side of the banner,
So it's fine, okay.
yeah. That way I can get
You still
incentivize
show me.
people to. I will very especially mark out for those spots. And we are working on America 250 ideas, nothing's been kind of like set in stone yet, but I know we've been talking about like some like games, kind of think of stuff for, you know, the kids getting families out and involved. So I'm kind of asking if over here by where the, that would be the, sheriff's parking. If that little, space right here, if we could just block that off on July 3rd. So we can set up some like carnival games or something for the kids. Like I said, there's no set exact what we're doing. I know we're doing something.
Do you think that would be all day or in the afternoon, or what are your thoughts?
We were thinking more kind of like, yeah, more
Afternoon.
late, yeah, afternoon, then we go into the movie and then fireworks thinking.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we're trying to plan like a movie, like some games and stuff before, and then a movie. And then families would get out and be able to go enjoy our beautiful fireworks that we have here. Cause you guys are doing fireworks on the 3rd.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, we've got fireworks involved, but
If it's not too, we don't wanna burn out anybody's.
Yeah, I just wanna give it something for families with young kids, something for them to do.
And celebrated at 2:50.
Yeah,
Yep.
a safe space for the kids to be able to run around and play and, you know, like,
So between the community center and the police station, that road,
yeah.
Yeah, just this road right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
So it
moved.
wouldn't affect Main Street, you can still get into both of those parking lots, you just have to drive around.
Yeah, we wouldn't block up any parking on that day.
so Zach, did I hear you move?
Yep.
To approve? And Stan seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay. Fantastic.
And I am I'm still on the radio every Wednesday at 10:10 for those of you who tune in. It was pretty great. I killed it. That's not the thing I always say. I did just put out our pre-order, for the celebration for this summer. Pre-order for the t-shirts is gonna go on until the end of May. So if you want your sizing available, just get a hold of me and put your order in for your t-shirts.
Do we have a theme?
It is, 250 years of freedom, 119 years of community. Not sure.
I see that, it's good.
Did you see my ad on Facebook? I killed it, huh?
Definitely did. I think I might buy two.
You're so.
Both for me.
You're so awesome, I thought you buy three.
Yeah.
Didn't see you get the second one half price?
It probably cost, second meat probably cost more.
Alright, so that was approved for the closure right here on the third.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And then I just wanted to remind everybody, we are doing a meet and greet here. It's gonna be in the Grand Hall at 5 o'clock. And it's just a way for you guys to get them out and get to meet everybody who is running for mayor, city council, the school board. They're all gonna be here. It's just a great way for you guys to be able to ask questions and, you know, just.
When is that?
That's gonna be Monday at 5. I encourage everybody to come out and support the candidates and.
And John Citrian is gonna be moderator.
Yeah.
He wants all the candidates to
Okay.
come at 4:30.
Yes. And I did, talk to Hope for the school board meeting. They're moving that until 7, because we do have a gal candidate, Ivan. She's on the city council, or not city council, I'm so sorry. She's on the school board, so the school board is bumping their meeting an hour so that she could stay the whole meeting.
Well, awesome.
But the school board candidates will be there that
Yes.
aren't on the.
I have talked to every single one of them, and yes, they're all, I wanna say they're all super excited, but.
Well, it's really nice that you and the Chamber of Commerce are doing that because we don't have a paper
It's very important.
first year, because the candidates used to pitch, make their pitches in the paper and not possible, so it'll really help.
But you know, and I think this is more personable for the community to be able to actually come out and be like. I don't know, be able to just kind of like chat with you and kind of find out why it is that you're running. I mean. It's a lot more personal and it's open to everybody, so it's not just whoever got the Pennington County Currents or,
Yeah.
you know,
Gonna put it on YouTube for those of us that can't make it there.
I think you're supposed to make it there.
Yeah, but.
Oh, okay. I think, I even had a conversation with Carolyn, I think you had talked about, recording it, correct? Yeah.
So we can zoom in, you're saying?
No, that's not what she said.
Can't zoom in there.
I think that if everyone else shows up and you just zoom in, it might be maybe frowned upon, I don't know, not by me. I wouldn't frown upon you, Jerry. Yeah, that's all I have, you guys.
Awesome.
Okay, but I did, because I've had people ask, is the celebration format kind of the same as usual? Do you have some bands coming? Are you having the Big Ten? Is there a parade? What did it do? Have we thought about what that might look like this year?
Well, I wasn't prepared to give an update on celebration, but we do have, 2 bands, already confirmed, Judd Hughes for Friday night, is it Judd Hughes, right? Okay, and then Drive By Night for Saturday night. And then we have a tent, everything, it's gonna be kind of the same layout, I think, as it has been,
Okay.
we should hopefully have a parade, that'd be really nice.
Sounds like something new with pancakes underneath the tent this year, huh?
Oh,
With the-
yeah. Yes, that's the ambulance doing that.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can make pancakes.
It's gonna be sunny and 75.
Is it? It's where it's right
At
now.
4 a.m.
I was just.
75, not saying.
I was just gonna knock on wood for you there, Courtney.
Okay, thank you. Economic development.
Okay, excuse me, I'm moving a little slow, and I have lapped this town many times in the last 2 days. If you did not know, we just held the Energize Conference here, the last 2 days. It went with a resounding success, and I personally want to thank this community, the businesses, Public Works, the school, everybody stepped up and helped out and were welcoming. It made our community beautiful. And what we are, well, we're welcoming, we're warm, we're that small town that everybody loves, and we just proved it. So thank you, everybody, for stepping up and doing the work and the work.
Except for the East River guys that I was gonna drop off.
Yes, he's treasurer. But it was very successful. We had 154 attendees at this conference. We highlighted the park and the dark skies. We took them down there. That was a huge hit. If you have not been down there to see the presentation that the Rangers have at night, please do. It's fantastic. And send our guests down there. It's very great to see that. I used that conference as my unofficial kickoff for promoting this community center as sort of a conference hub, so that we can bring in other organizations and stuff like that to bring more economic growth into the town. And it went off without a hitch. I had many people ask me about it. I actually had one organization that booked with us in August to hold their little conference here. I think it'll be really great for our community to kind of have that revolving, people coming through all year round, and everybody loves it. And Joe Carroll did our food for us through that, knocked it out of the park and showed that we can do also high-end stuff as well, you know, so we really can shine. And I'm so proud of this community. I don't know if I'm really tired as well, so if things are not coming out well, just let me know. So that was great. So, yeah, I'm really excited about that. Also, I attended a Dakota Resources Housing Gathering a couple weeks ago. Key takeaways that I took from that was, because we're all worried about housing and what kind of housing to build and everything like that. And one of the things they said was any housing that you add to your housing stock, be it high-end, low-income apartments, rentals, whatever it is, will have a trickle-down effect to affect all housing, because somebody will move into that, and it kind of does this domino shift of housing, so it opens it up, maybe not in the way you think it does, but eventually it gets to that point. So any housing we can put in the community is a bonus. Also was a big talk with a lot of the rural communities about housing for our aging population and solutions, and a lot of them are sitting in the same kind of boat as we are. We can't really build a nursing home, it's not cost effective for us, but we need someplace to go. So there was talk about assisted dwelling units, accessory dwelling units, and our smaller housing complexes to keep our aging population in the community that they grew up and loved, and then also to open up their homes that they can't necessarily take care of anymore. So I'll do more research into that and get back to you. Went to the high school's CTE career fair, and that was super successful. Garrett did really good in bringing in organizations or businesses that brought stuff for the kids to touch, and they really like that. So we're going to continue with that. Garrett and I went there, tried to hustle for some lifeguards for the city, made some applications for Dairy Queen, and then I also shared with the students the trades incubator that we're getting together out here as well, so that went really well. The last two things I have are on May 19th, which is a Tuesday, I am holding a community meeting at 12 and 5:30, same meeting, just two different times, so it allows everybody to be able to access that. I would like to hear from the community, where we're going, what's going on, what they would like, for our community and get those things into the works for them. So please come if you can, 12 or 5:30. You guys can come, let's split yourselves up so we don't have
Sean,
a quorum.
How long are the meetings gonna be?
I don't know, it'll be facilitated by Peggy Schleckner from SDSU, so I'm hoping about an hour. So
Oh.
like, it's, yeah, so, but we'll see how we can get into it and stuff like that, so.
And will that be here?
It will be here, yeah, it will be here, so.
And I would like to go to that meeting, and the only time that works for me is 5:30, so I would have to take that times 5, if any other council members are thinking of attending.
Alright, so, yeah, so
May 19th.
May 19th, it is a Tuesday, yeah.
3 to 10.
Yeah, 3 get a 10 at a time, just
Yeah,
as long
3
as we
get
don't
a 10,
all
so
show up.
you
That's
just have to
it.
switch yourselves.
I've got a conflict that day, so I'll help you out next.
So,
But I'm sad about that.
I also have been sending out, community surveys. There is a Google form that you can fill out online. Charles, from the school, Shagora sent it out in an email to all the parents. I've gotten some responses back. The link is also on Facebook. I'm gonna post it out here, so, if you can't make the meeting, even if you can't make the meeting, fill out the survey, so we can get everybody's opinion and figure out what direction we wanna move our community in. The high school did it for us. Sally had everybody do that, so I've got all the kids' opinions already, and, talking a lot, so I'm losing my voice, and that's all I have. Questions?
Rochelle, you put this brochure out to everybody that was here at the end.
Everybody that was here at that meeting, yep, yep.
And when she said she already got, someone that's very interested very soon. And the other thing that you started doing also, and this was in your packet, was to, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I am tracking how many bookings we are getting here in the community center so that we can see where that's going and if that's something useful for us. So we, what do we have? I didn't even add these up. I don't know. We had quite a few. So we had one wedding last month. We had one event, which was the senior potluck. We had 4 organizations that came in, and used ours for meetings. American Legion used it. Quilters used it. CTE Awards, the school came over and used it. They used it for freshman impact. And then we had a bunch of city council meetings, like 10 council meetings, chamber meetings, that kind of stuff. So, freshman impact brought in, was that like 100+ students? Was it 88 students? Okay. CTE, I think that was about 60 people. I don't know the weddings, I didn't come down here and count those people, but, we're getting, quite a few people that are coming through for that, and those organizations are picking up. So, I think that will be really good for our community to have those people come through, and we're right on the 90 and close. Going
They had a
about
really
that
big
extra-
setup for that wedding.
Hmm?
They had a really big setup for that
Yeah,
wedding.
they did have a big setup for that wedding,
And
so.
a lot of food, and, yeah.
Yeah, so I will keep tracking that, giving you those numbers, so we can see how that's moving, and, if that's beneficial for us or not. So now I think that's all.
Thank you. And truly a magnificent. Okay, so that brings us to the senior finance officer.
I don't have a lot to report on, just want to kind of give an update on the dates and coming up with the election. So just want to send a reminder that voter registration ends May 18th at 5 p.m. We have been absentee voting people in the office. And so it's the primary, the Wall City, the Wall School, and the town of Wasta that you're able to, come in and early vote for, primary including Wasta and Quinn to early vote at those precincts. The county always holds a training for the election board that serves on that county election, the primary, which I will be serving as superintendent on that. And May 27th will be that training. And, I'm gonna take as many of our own election board workers there. They said that I could do that. So that they can get training on it as well. But then I will be holding our own local training on the afternoon of June 1st, just to get everybody. We do have some new people on the board, and just want them to be kind of familiarized with everything. So that's all I have as an update for the election.
Carolyn, and for the mail-in ballots or they just need their driver, yeah, the absentee, they just need their driver's license
Yes,
for ID and
Yep.
they can fill it out right there.
well, yeah, so if they come in for the primaries, I give them the ballots, they can vote them here, but they have to take and mail them themselves.
Oh, they do mail, didn't know that, thank
The
you.
county, yeah, primary. So the local election with the school and the city, and if WASTA, I haven't gotten any of WASTA yet, I've had everything else, but, yeah, they can vote them and leave them here.
On the local.
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay, any other questions for Carolyn? Okay, Katie.
So I guess a little bit more about the community center. Tuesday, the American Red Cross, they had a training exercise here in the hall. They were here for a good part of the day. And it was a very spur of the moment, like the volunteers didn't know that they were getting the call. It was the director put out the call and then they showed up here and they had a certain, I think, amount of time to be here and certain protocol that they had to do. But the community center is designated as a shelter for any unfortunate events that could take place here in Wall, like such a tornado or bad storm, things like that. So while they were here, they went around and they identified what rooms would be needed, what their purpose would be, how many people they can hold, things like that. And they had a pretty large crew of volunteers that responded. And these would be the same volunteers that would probably be coming for one of those things. And so it was important because it will help make a situation like that run smoother. And so we just appreciate that they're working for us and doing those things. And hopefully we won't have to see them anytime soon for that situation, but they were here. And then the other item that I had is just to remind everyone that under the council's direction from the last meeting, we are strictly enforcing our ordinance regarding the late fees on utility bills and shutoffs. So the $10 late fees, they will be applied to any account that's not paid by the 10th of the month. And then red notices will be mailed out there after the 10th, letting you know that, hey, this is, you got your late fee and this is due. And then by ordinance, if the payment hasn't been received by the last working day of that month, then the service will be shut off. And in the past, we've called and made it a kind of a very tedious process, and that late notice will be their notice now. So there's not gonna be kind of the
one they get in the mail.
The one that they get in the mail.
And then at the end of the month.
Yep, if it's not paid, because those will go out, depending on where the weekend falls, the 11th, 12th, something like that. So then they will still have till the last working day of the month to get that paid up before we would shut off. And then if they do get shut off, there is a $25 reconnect fee that is added to their account. And the bill has to be paid and the reconnect fee has to be paid before the service will be restored. So, but if anybody has any questions or, needs any clarification on that, just please call the office, because I'm happy to talk to anybody about it and make sure that we don't want to shut people off. We just need to get it so that that we have a good process and we aren't making any allowances for anybody, so.
And water bill is due on the 10th, right?
Yep, they are due
And
this year.
so there's no grace period at all, like if you don't make the bill on that day, then you get the $10 late fee?
Yeah. And
If it ends on the weekend though, lands on the weekend, it would be the working day following that.
But the 10th kind of is your grace period.
It is, I mean, because the bills go out the 20th, around the 25th of the month is when we read meters, so then they go out, so then they're due the 10th, and then And even if it falls on the weekend, I mean, I'm not gonna come check that box on a Saturday to make sure your payment's in there. You know, Monday morning, if it's not in there and it's the 12th, that's when we're gonna start that process. So, you know, we don't wanna be unreasonable. We just need to keep it just the same and just make it a little bit easier, so it's not requiring so much babysitting and work, just doing the same thing over and over again from the office, so.
Cause it doesn't help.
No, it really just makes
Proves
things
that.
worse, because then bills just get too big and it's hard to dig out of a hole when you're that deep in it, so, yeah, but that is all that I have.
Okay. And Katie, thank you for spending your birthday with us.
Of course, Mary, I can't think of any place I'd rather be tonight.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I sense sarcasm.
No. I can think of worse. I can think of worse places to spend my birthday. How about that? Like prison. I mean, I don't know. There's people that do that.
I suggested to her earlier that we all sing.
Well, but we're not gonna do that.
No, we don't.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
How old are you, Katie?
Oh, well, if you ask me, I'm 50.
Ask those kind of questions, HR.
Right.
I mean, I'm not too secret about it. I'm 44, but you know, not.
Well, you're doing well.
It was a joke, she's not.
Okay, so moving right along.
Like Zach said, we moved those crosswalk signs like we talked about. I ordered those 2 stop ahead. I ordered the sign with the sign on it. And then it's, I had to stop ahead, and both of those, I don't know if you saw that, are on the street, so hopefully they'll see that. Painted the crosswalks. We will give them a second coat and put the glass beads down so it reflects at night. Then we are doing a little mowing and helped with the festivities the last couple days. Been a lot of fun. Cleanup day. I put the roll-offs inside of the transfer station, so it didn't get dumped in over the weekend, but we filled like 2.5 roll-offs, so it was pretty
Success.
busy. Yep, no, it was good to get some stuff that I even went and people didn't have a pickup, so I helped them go load up the couch and stuff, so just to get it done.
Garrett, can I have a quick question? Did you have a lot of people bringing things there that they weren't able to get rid of? I just took calls in the office about, you know, what
Tires, one person brought tires.
okay, but it wasn't
But
like
other
a
than that,
tear
everybody,
okay,
and refrigerators, like,
with the freon.
just so you know, that we have to get a certificate saying that the freon's been
Oh,
taken out of
there
it
has to be
before.
documentation on it.
Yeah, because they're really cracking down on that now, so.
Okay, sounds good.
Then, what do people do with their old tires?
They either see if Michael take them at M&M, or they have to take them to Rapid. The landfill up there takes tires, so.
Okay.
On my last, I just got tires not long ago and Michael took them. Of course, I was buying my tires from him, but it was $7 a tire to dispose, yeah, on your bill, so.
That's not bad.
No.
At least you get them out of your front yard.
That's right.
So then we got this is on the fire department side, we got a letter the other day, and I don't know how many of you knew Freddie Ferguson, but he passed away a while back, and he donated all of his money to the church, some churches, some cemeteries, and New Underwood, Wall, Wasta fire departments, and the Home Springs Fire Department, so.
Wow.
So we should be getting pretty good chunk of change from him.
Who's that?
Freddie Ferguson.
He was down in that valley.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, great guy. That's about it.
With the painting and stuff, are you guys still getting the stencil, the stop ahead to paint on?
I forgot about this. Yes, but I'll order it.
Okay. And then, any word on the testing for the rumble strip?
The what's that?
The testing strip on Fourth Avenue?
I didn't know I was supposed to order.
Oh, are we still good with testing it out on Fourth out there?
Yeah, I did think that's what was agreed upon. If we look in our minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just don't think we ever decided on who was doing the ordering, so.
Oh, that's the cost was something that Mary could just, one thing.
That was.
I don't know where you. Where look, or where you to order it from.
I can send a link to you.
Okay. Have to send me that now. We'll do that.
Perfect, thank you.
and don't we have some trees coming in?
Oh, yeah, Trevor went and picked up 8. I think they're juniper, some kind of juniper, to put at the park for like a barrier between Dakota Mill. To kind of help keep the dust down, so we're gonna be planting those tomorrow.
And that's through a grant that we got through Kingfish and Parks. or-
Yeah, they're just like, I don't think it was. Yeah, I think they're like 5-6 foot trees, so.
So that'll be happening soon out there, okay?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
Morning, 9 o'clock, so.
Morning.
come help.
okay.
Gary, are you gonna do the crosswalk there between our drive-in motel and the crosswalk up there by Welch's then? Cause it didn't look like those had been done yet.
The
Am I
crosswalk
wrong?
by your house.
Well,
They painted the
we painted those
white
white
stripes
stripes
along
in
the
front of
other-
our,
Oh,
The walkway.
yeah, I forgot about.
For the no parking or what?
yeah, for the no parking and to.
Yeah, we'll do that. I didn't get the striper out that we normally use for that, but yeah, we will do the crosswalk up there and here.
Was the crosswalk done between the Welsh Motel and the cross
No.
street? It didn't look like it was done either, last we looked.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
We haven't done the one from the Welch Motel to the one.
Oh.
Everything goes there.
Or because I didn't get this. the
Striper
striper
out.
So,
that, yeah, they're by our house, we
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
nope, that's it.
Okay, I think that moves us to the mayor report very quickly. I just wanted to express appreciation for all the people that helped with the cleanup day. We had the baseball families out there and they did a wonderful job on the baseball park, and yes, I saw a picture of where they were spreading that sand today. And so that's great to have that new energy with that group that's stepping right up and taking care of their particular activity.
And thanks to the Public Works for picking up the debris and trash and everything that we had out there.
I sprayed weeds too, so hopefully they.
Perfect, awesome. I
they
see
mow.
there may be a prairie dog that's trying to move in. I was out there with kids today and there's a pretty good sized hole out there.
Oh, yeah. There's quite a few big holes.
Is it, yeah,
I give them nothing like that.
Okay, and then the rodeo kids were working within that same time frame, and they actually start rodeoing tomorrow with the Little Birches here. Then the practice rodeo, and that's gonna be followed up at the end of the month with the 4-H rodeo, and then it'll be the regional rodeo, so we are in that mode, and so heads up Dairy Food. So there'll be lots of people in town. And I also want to express the appreciation to the school kids. They covered everything from the football field to the dinosaur and several other spots. And that was very helpful that they covered that much ground, because our volunteers on Saturday were a little bit light, but some cool things that I did see that day was there was a family there with 3 generations. So that's pretty cool when you set that example. And then there was some young ladies there that were trying to earn points toward their badge for the Brownie Girl Scouts. So it's just great when people do pitch in and make our community look so great, because with as many people as we brought into town because of the Energize, we got complimented so well for that. I also attended the Pennington County Aging Council on the 28th, and that group approved some recommendations for funding from the Pennington County Commission, because they now have exact funding source, and they expect recommendations to go to them so that they can fund the ones that submit. we don't happen to have the right organization structure to get money, but I remind you, they are the people that brought the stove to Pennington, or to the Prairie Village, and that was huge. I also am in conversation with, Penny County Housing Director and some commissions, because there's been some discussion about how Prairie Village is moving forward. I will give you an update as soon as kind of get that figured out. And I just want to extend my congratulations again, Roshan, you absolutely did an absolute huge job. Got so many compliments from the SDSU team. No doubt that this is the best conference they've ever held, and this was the 8th one. The local planning committee that worked for many, many months on this were outstanding. Public Works, you were amazing, absolutely amazing. Trying to meet every detail, because when SDSU does their things, they are just so detailed, and they need it here and there, and the time frame, and you met every one of those expectations and more. And I also want to promote the Dark Skies Astro event that the Badlands has got going. I went down there, and watched that last night. We need to promote that. Every one of our businesses need to make sure that their employees know about that and talk about that, because that is one amazing show. And we've kind of got it hidden right here in our backyard, and if your employees knew about it and could talk it up, it might keep some people here for a 2-day event, because honestly, that's gonna bring a new type of tourism. They're coming to see the Astro event at the Badlands, go to Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse. And they spend extra days, and they're just a unique group. That is one thing that we're learning, and it's kind of a gold mine. And if we promote it, it will help, especially in the shoulder season. So Jerry, how'd you come out on your lawnmower for the cemetery? That's what you were working on last.
Well, I went and got it Thursday and then took it up to the cemetery. I couldn't get them topped down anymore or topped up anymore on the trade-in. The oil was running out all over their driveway.
Almost love to hear that first.
But out, we got it at $56,055 and I believe 48 cents. Terry was out there Thursday night looking at it and studying the book, and he was up running it on Friday morning and then get used to it. And he was not mowing everything with it yet. Let it get a little longer before the holiday.
Okay.
Yeah, we had to mark some headstones and you know, quite a bit. It was good.
Only complaint was it was a little bit taller, and I'm gonna have to buy him a step. The seat wasn't as wore out yet, still had cushion.
Well, thank you for taking the lead on that and getting that done, and yes, because that's another area that we can take pride in, is how nice our cemetery looks. That is very important.
Carolyn, is there a reason there's no electricity up there? Just asking, there's plug-ins, everything else, but they can't even keep a trickle on their lawn anymore.
I do not know, I guess. I mean, we pay an electric bill. I guess I don't know what the electricity is. What we're doing.
Breakers and there's meters feeding that shed, breakers and that, you know, to make sure you don't have.
I can go look at it. You know.
Yeah, Perry didn't know, he just said. They didn't have electricity, and I had asked him, but they didn't have any. And I'm not on the other side of the building, so.
Do you have a key to give him? Thank you.
Okay. So thank you for discovering that too then. Although that battery better work for a while, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So with that, item number 38, are there any items for discussion and no action will be taken?
I have an item, well, maybe two. I've had a couple people say they cannot find our
Kidding.
minutes on the Rapid City Journal. And I guess there's another site, the South Dakota public notice site, nothing from January through May for our minutes.
Interesting. Not in the
Yeah,
paper
they-
either. So on that South Dakota public notices, oh, it's been a while ago that I was seeing that too, like I put in keywords, I put in the town. And I did send them a message and said, hey, the lady that I work with through the journal. And she said that she wasn't finding them either, and then she was sending it to their team to get it fixed. And then it was supposed to be fixed, and that's been probably I wanna say like, it was not long after we first had to switch to the journal, but they're still not showing up. And I haven't heard that they were not in the paper. And is that are they?
State Journal, and then there's another site, there's the South Dakota Public Notices.
That's the
Yeah,
one that I
that's the
talked
But
to
either
her.
one.
But and so when they're trying to find them in the Rapid City Journal, is it the paper copy or is it the online version? Not that it really matters either way, but it helps me when I contact them.
Online.
Online, okay. I'll find out tomorrow. I'll send her a message and say, and I'll try to look a little bit myself too, because I don't have a subscription. to it,
And don't
so-
we pay to post those?
Oh,
Yes.
we pay very, very well for that, so.
I think more than we used to pay the.
Yes, so I will look into that tomorrow and find out, and I'll let you know what I learn.
Thank you.
Okay, any other items for discussion? Okay, the next city council meeting will be May 21st, 2026 at 6:30. There is no need for executive session, meeting's adjourned.
No.
She's gonna call, when we get home, she's gonna call us back.
She grabbed that pretty